And boys, we are live. Take it to the bank, Nashville. As always, I am your host, Keg. With me is my NASCAR partner in crime, Coop. Coop, my guy. We just had the live show, had the truck race. We hit Eckes at plus 550. Wish it would have been better. I broke even. You made a little bit of money. Thought Heim was going to be the guy. Eckes got the job done. But we come in off a great week at Loudon, right? We made a bunch of units on Chris Bell. Thank God, thank the heavens that NASCAR actually went back and raced after the rain, and it wasn't Tyler Reddick, and we caught a fucking break, and we had a great week last week. We're having a great month. It has not been a great start to the week for you and I, full transparency, but it's been a great month. It's been a great 2 months, to be honest. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right. I think you hit home, man. It hasn't been a very good start to the week. So we got to try to overcome that some way, somehow.
Yes, sir.
Dig deep and, find the right pieces and nail this race. I think it's, I don't want to say it's a clear-cut open race, but I don't think it's like wide open. I think we have a pretty good idea of the 6 or 7 or 8 maybe drivers who could win.
Track comp. There's no real comp for this track, right? It's a concrete oval like Dover. It's kind of a flat. It's a flatter track, kind of its own like intermediate track, right? Is there a true comp for this track?
No. Nope. People are just trying to say Dover because it's concrete.
Right.
And that, some of the results have,
correlated.
Mimic it, but, to a degree, yes, but I don't think completely. So to me, it's its own. I think track history is the best reference, to be honest with you.
Track history. Okay. Where are you at on manufacturers this week? Toyota, Chevy, Ford?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be just get the number up on HMS and JGR type of week like we were talking earlier. But the success of Ross Chastain at this track and the fact that Tyler Reddick has been pretty decent in this package, it kind of makes you have to take Chevy and Toyota instead of like Gibbs and HMS. I think Ford's probably drawing dead outside of, I don't know. Do you think, gun to your head, do you think that there is a Ford that can win this race?
Yes.
Are you going to say Joey Logano?
No.
Okay. I'm looking forward to talking about it. All right. Pulling the odds up. We'll take a look at the outright market. I'll go at 5. Where you at, NASCAR? Okay. So Kyle Larson, your odds-on favorite at 4-1. I'll be honest, that number seems a little short. No.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He should not be. I understand that he's probably, him and Denny, if you look at the totality of the year, have probably been the best car in the intermediate package. But like you often talk about, HMS disappears during the summer. 4-1 seems short. Where do you think he should be? 6-7-1, maybe?
No, 5.5 is fine. I think if anybody's going to be 4-1, it should be Denny Hamlin.
I'm with you. I agree. Denny Hamlin right now plus 550. If you early in the week you could have caught an 8-1. I thought I saw one place that maybe had 850. I agree with you. I think he probably deserves to be the true favorite here based on the package. He if I was only going to bet one guy this week, it would be Denny Hamlin probably. So I agree wholeheartedly. After him, Chris Bell. This is the Toyota that I want to talk about, Coop, because I feel good about Denny this week. I feel good about Marty this week. If Marty knows anything, he knows concrete, right? Chris Bell, you often talk, and I never thought about this. Like you taught me this over the last few years. Momentum is weird in NASCAR, and it really does mean something. Like a car could be subpar, and then they find speed a couple weeks, and then all of a sudden they start rolling. And don't get me wrong, I understand the last 4 to 5 weeks have really been the short track package or the road courses. It's been a doesn't it feel like it's been a consolidation
Yeah.
of like short tracks, right? Which makes sense why he would show up. They're often flat, and it's concrete. But Nashville, I don't know. Chris Bell has not been phenomenal in this intermediate package, but I feel like because of momentum, you just have to respect him. But I would still pick him third of JGR. Where are you at on Chris Bell this week?
He would be third for me.
Okay.
I like Marty better.
I'm with you. Is it just purely because he has not been as good on these mile and a halfs as he has been on the short track?
Right. He has a tendency to have like the Kyle Larson effect on the mile and a halfs, where they can find trouble, whether it be other people causing issues for them causing issues for themselves or their pit crew. So I like Marty. I think Marty's run better here. Marty, the results aren't very good.
But the speed is there.
Right. The results aren't very good, but the speed is there. So I do like Marty, and I honestly, I would probably bet Martin Truex before Kyle Larson if I had to.
I mean, honestly, I get it. I guess I get it. Like it makes sense to me. I know Kyle Larson he does have a win at this track in this new car, but outside of that win, right? He's been very average here, right?
Like I talked a lot of like last week about HMS's struggles at Loudon. I think they're going to be better this week than what they were last week. They weren't very good last week, and I think a lot of what I talked about, like everybody was on, last week,
right?
Because of the numbers. Like
right.
You can't like always trust the numbers, because like everybody forgot the most important number or statistic. Chevy and HMS aren't good at Loudon. And they were looking at every other, track and so on and so forth. And, they overlooked the most important one. So if you look, and I talked a lot about newness and like, why, because like Sonoma was different because it was repaved.
Right.
Iowa's brand spanking new. Like if you look at this track, the best they were at was the very first time they raced here in the new car.
And you think that's
complete, and it was complete newness to everybody.
You think that's just like they learn faster than everybody else?
Right. Or they have a little bit more speed than everybody else when, the playing field's equal.
Right. Right.
But, after that first race, like they've digressed every single year. And, Toyota, in my mind, could have easily won the last two races here.
Yeah.
So, I think it's hard for me to back them. I'm not saying they're going to be horrible or anything. I just don't think they bring race-winning cars.
Okay.
Kyle Larson would be the only one I could back out of HMS.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not far off with you. Like, I think, as a matter of fact, I think I'm with you because Chase Elliott, much like Chris Bell, in this short track package, he's found something, and he's been very good, and he's been very consistent. But when you look at the mile and a halves, he's been slightly above average, probably in the intermediate package. So the wild card is like Byron, right? Like, I don't know. Like, last year he was a stud in the mile and a half. This year he's taken a little bit of a step back. He's not quite as strong as he was last year. But, like, do you think that if you were going to pick a second HMS car, do you think that he would be more live because of the intermediate package over Elliott that's looked very good lately?
Like, if I'm backing a second car for HMS,
right,
to win, it would be William Byron. To have the best result, it would be Chase Elliott.
Okay. That I
think Byron can win it, but I could also see him finishing 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th.
Yeah.
I think Chase Elliott's probably going to finish somewhere between 4th and 7th. But I don't think he has a race-winning car all day.
Right. Yeah, I could see it. After Chris Bell, Ross Chastain, this is my stand of the week, Coop. First of all, that 7-1 number on Ross Chastain is laughable. When you consider how that number one car has looked this year, that number is literally a joke when Marty is plus 850. Like, yeah, I understand that you have to respect what he's done at this track. He won one race. I think he finished second or third at the other one in Nashville. So
he's finished top 5 all 3 times.
Okay, so his track history here is incredible. Here's the thing. He is not in good form. He's been average at best this year, and that might be kind, Coop, because it usually, first of all, the number always gets better after qualifying because he consistently shits the bed in qualifying. So there would be no reason to back him, I think, right now, because you're probably going to be able to get a better number. But the one thing I'll say about Ross this week is buyer beware, because he's been very strong at other tracks in this next-gen car, Dover being one of them last year, which is another concrete track. But there were other tracks last year that he looked like the nuts. And when you transfer that over to this year, he has consistently been a letdown when you look at the results this year of where he was very good last year. So I don't know why that's going to change this week because they're at Nashville. Like, don't you rate the bad form over the track history?
We're going to agree and disagree in some of this.
Because, like, Coop, look at Darlington. He was unbelievable last year. What did he do this year at Darlington?
So let's talk about the number first.
Yeah, 7-1. What's your thoughts on 7-1?
I totally agree with everything you said about like the odds and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, he shouldn't be 7-1. He shouldn't be, ahead of Martin Truex. So, like, that's another reason, like, I like Marty, because I think it's a bad number on Marty.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think 12-1, I probably would have some consideration betting him. Anything longer than 12-1, I would probably snap up. Where I disagree with you is his form.
You think he's in good form?
He's not in race winning form. Okay.
Okay.
But over his last 7 races, do you know what his worst finishing position is?
I mean, off the top of my head, I don't.
12th. 12th. You know what his best finishing position is?
Second?
Fifth. So he's finished between 5th and 12th. Like, that's not like bad form. But like I said, I don't think in any of them races he was
had a winning car.
Exactly. So the part that kind of intrigues me is, he's not in bad form, and he's going to a track that has been very, very good to him. But the piece that I'm missing out on is he hasn't had any race-winning type of car during this last 7 races.
The one thing I'll say to you to rebut that is, if you take a look at the last 7 weeks, the only race that was a 1.5-mile intermediate track in that span was Charlotte. Other than that, it's been all short tracks.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. So that could be the piece. Maybe he does bring a race-winning car on a 1.5 miles in the intermediate. I don't know. Like, I can't pay the 7-1, but 12 to 13 to 14 would definitely interest me.
So do you think that you'll be on him this week? I really don't want to bet this fucking guy this week, Coop.
If he qualifies in the top 5, what do you think his number goes to?
Oh, if he qualifies in the top 5, based off track history, he'll be the third choice after Denny and Larson, depending on where they qualify.
But how low can his number go?
It can't go much. It can't go much lower. 6. If he qualifies in the top 5, it can't go lower than 6.
Right. If he qualifies in the top 5, I'll definitely have some.
If he qualifies 14th and his number is 10-1, are you betting him?
I'll watch live.
Okay, that's fair. So you understand where I'm coming from?
Oh, definitely. I can't bet him at 7-1. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
No way.
After him, honestly, another kind of egregious number. Like, I understand that Chase Elliott has looked good lately, but plus 750? I mean, come on. He's another guy that should not be priced ahead of Marty.
No.
Yeah.
I think he hasn't been phenomenal in this intermediate package.
Right.
I think he should probably be closer to 10-11. I think him and Ross should be right about the same number.
Elliott?
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
I think he's going to have a solid car. I don't know if he's going to have a race-winning car.
Yeah. I don't really disagree. I don't really, because he hasn't not one race this year, I don't think, where he's really looked like the nuts, right? Just the stone cold nuts. Even the race that he won, I don't think he looked. Was he even the best car in that race?
Oh, who? Chase Elliott.
Yeah,
Uh, according to Ryan, no.
that's true. Our guy Ryan. I did send you an invite, Ryan, if you're watching. After him, Marty. We talked about Marty. We like Marty a lot. After Marty, Byron. We spoke about him. I mean, you thought if you were going to pick a second car at HMS to win, it would be Byron. I agree with you because Byron over the last 3 years has undoubtedly been the second best guy in this intermediate package, and at times the best guy at HMS in this intermediate package. So I'm with you. I'm not running to the window to bet Willie B this week, but he could be one of those guys that kind of flies under the radar, and then that form from last year shows up on this intermediate package, and all of a sudden he shows up.
I want to say, like, Kyle Busch, deservingly so, has taken a lot of heat here recently.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for Kyle Busch,
yeah,
like, he's taken a lot of heat off of Martin Truex and William Byron because their results have been just as bad as Kyle Busch's recently.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree.
They've been atrocious. You know, the only thing is, like, Marty, I think, has had more race-winning type cars than Byron here.
I agree with that. Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, now's when it starts to get tricky. You got Ryan Blaney at 9-1. I think he's the only Ford coupe that I could see being a factor. Like, if he's fast off the truck, then I think he could possibly be a factor. But he just, other than Charlotte, he just has never really looked great on mile and a half the last couple of years. So I don't know. I guess he could be a factor, but he's a pass for me. Is he the one Ford that you think could win the race?
I think he's on paper, yes. But, like, Ford's hard to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, I think the number on Ryan Blaney at 9-1 is just as bad as Ross Chastain at 7-1.
I don't disagree in this package. I can't disagree at all.
But, like, Ford has done pretty good in this package.
Ford has done pretty good, but not Penske.
Well, Roush has done really good in this package.
Oh, well, yeah, yes.
All right.
Right.
But, like, they've done good in it when the temperatures are cooler. It's going to be blazing hot. But then on the other end, I think Ford in general in this package is way ahead of where they were the last 2 years in this package.
The one thing that's hard for me to quantify, Coop, is like there was a very clear line in the sand last year with Roush. They were brutal the first half of the year, and then they were phenomenal the second half of the year. This year it's kind of a little murky because they've been good this year, like from the door in this package. Like, Keselowski should have definitely won a race if not for the rain. As a matter of fact, last year Buescher looked better than Keselowski all year. I think this year it's the reverse. I kind of think Kes has been the guy this year at RFK that has looked the best.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
But like, what do you think about their results at Nashville in this new car? Like, they don't blow you away, right?
Oh no! I mean, this is my favorite prop mark that we'll get to later.
Okay. All right. After Blaney, Tyler Reddick 10-1. He's been phenomenal in this package this year. Has he been the best Toyota? Probably not. That's Denny. But I mean, he's been very, very good. He would be the only reason you're betting Toyota and not JGR this week, correct?
Tyler Reddick's been phenomenal in qualifying and practice in this package. He was good at the beginning of the year in this package.
He won a race in this package, didn't he?
He hasn't been good recently.
Lately. But lately,
Like
we've had like 6 weeks of short tracks. Do you mean
Right.
recently in the package or
I mean,
recently?
go back and look. Where did he finish at Kansas? Where did he finish at Charlotte?
Well, we have the internet, my guy, so I can tell you. Reddick,
Like,
Kansas. All right. Reddick at Kansas finished 20th.
did he lead any laps?
7.
All right. Charlotte?
Started 8th, finished 4th.
Lead any laps?
0.
Gateway?
Gateway started 5th, finished 4th.
Lead any laps?
0.
None.
So he's just basically a top 5 car that hangs around.
If that. Like, you got to remember, all right, those are ovals, banked, 1.5 mile. This is more of a flat track. What does Tyler Reddick do on flat tracks?
Shits the bed.
Shits the bed. What has he done in this race the last 3 years?
I can tell you that. He's done started 2nd, finished 30th, started 16th, finished 18th, started 26th, finished 18th. The only race that he actually led laps in, he won stage 1 last year. He led 33 laps. So I'm assuming that he probably crashed or had
I don't know,
issue.
but like when Ryan was talking about betting him over Chase Elliott, man, like I don't know about that. And then like when he said all Chase Elliott has is pit stops and strategy, like
Right.
I'll take pit stops and strategy over Tyler Reddick when you give me Chase Elliott. Like I don't have much confidence in Chase Elliott. I mean Tyler Reddick this week.
But your bets were still Toyota this week and not JGR.
Oh yeah, I mean I just bet Toyota. I'm trying to double dip on Hamlin. I really didn't think of it like what you were thinking of.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to double dip on Hamlin or Truex.
Okay.
Even better. Or a guy we haven't gotten to.
After Reddick, Joey Logano, 18-1. What was I read an article this week about Penske going all in on Joey Logano because he's not in the playoff and they have extended more quote unquote resources to the team. What do you think that means for Joey? That's out there. That's official. I don't know.
I mean, I have no interest in Logano.
Yes.
I'll bet him live.
Same.
Bet him live.
Yeah. Ty Gibbs, 20-1. I don't know, man. He's consistently the 4th worst Toyota. Period. I know Ryan said he's not. He is. Like, where you at? Where you at on Ty Gibbs this week?
I like the number
20.
Yeah.
Come on.
Where's Ty Gibbs been good at this year? Where's he had his speed at this year? Where's Ty Gibbs had his speed at this year?
Let's pull
This
it up.
package. This package.
Let's take a look.
This package.
Take a look at the stats, my friend. All right. He started 8th at Vegas, finished 5th. Started 2nd at Texas, finished 13th. Started 6th at Kansas, finished 32nd. Started 9th at Gateway, finished 11th. Started 4th at Darlington, finished 2nd. I mean, that doesn't blow my dick off, Coop.
20-1. When people were floating Gibbs because of the speed that he was putting in his package, what was his numbers?
9.
8-1, 9-1, 10-1. I'm getting double now. Ty Gibbs is going to be a factor. He also is running the Xfinity race, which is going to give him extra lap times here. Not the same car, nothing like that, but it's going to be hot both of the days. So I think that's going to help. I like the 20-1 on Gibbs.
He qualifies well for sure.
He'll be my only pole bet.
This fucking guy wants me to just be homeless. He does qualify well, but I mean, he's consistently finished worse than he started in this package.
Yeah.
Did he lead any?
It's a bet on numbers.
He led 34. He led 34 laps at Darlington.
It's a bet on numbers because earlier this year, when he was really fast in this package, he was 8-1, 9-1, 10-1.
So basically, you're taking a value.
They forgot all about him now because we've been running on short tracks,
right.
Short track package.
So you're playing the number.
Playing the number.
All right. Fair.
And I bet you we can probably get better than 20.
Probably right. Keselowski and Buescher, 25 and 28-1. You know what the problem is? I'm just like I'm such a sucker. Like 28-1, and like they've had speed. I don't know, man. But I'm not gonna bet them. But like that number's right. Like that's probably where they should be. 25 and 28-1, right?
See, like it's tough, man. It's tough. Like if we really think about it and break it down, like what are these books this week basing the numbers off of?
I'll be honest, from what I've seen,
because I don't know.
I think it's track history. If you look at that Chastain number, there's no way that they price that number on anything other than track history.
So why isn't Marty better? Because are they strictly basing it off the results and nothing else?
Yeah, yes, that's what I think. That's
because
what
Marty's been much better here than his results.
I agree with you, but if you look at the results, they're worse than Chastain's, and thus his number is worse than Chastain's.
Right. So why is Brian Rainey 9-1? Because his results haven't been very good here.
They haven't. You're right. But the last 3 weeks, he's been in contention for the win. I think it's dependent on the driver. You and I are smart.
But it makes no sense then because, how many times has Keselowski been in contention for a win?
In the intermediate, right?
In the intermediate.
Right. And he's 20.
Yeah, his track history is not great here.
Right.
like, I, I don't know. I think I would rather take a shot at the Gibbs number than the Keselowski number.
I think I would rather take a shot at the Gibbs number than. I disagree with that, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because when Keselowski's been on, he's had a winning car. Ty Gibbs hasn't had a winning car, and that number is better than Ty Gibbs. I think if you're telling me I have to bet one of those two guys in this package, I'm taking the guy that we know for sure twice this year had the nuts. Once in the intermediate package, it was an accident. Once he was about to make the pass, but there was rain. I disagree there. I would take Keselowski because he's proven that he's either on the fucking money or he's a low top 10 guy. That's the only reason why I would disagree there. What do you think about that?
Yeah, but like, what do you think Keselowski is going to be after practice? Because he doesn't practice and qualify well.
I think he probably will be around the same because where do you think he qualifies? I'm with you there. One number is going to get better. It's
Right.
going to Gibbs' number is going to get worse because he qualify well.
So let me tell you this: the winner of this race started in the top 5 every time. Doesn't that want to make you take Ty Gibbs more than Brady Keselowski?
Yes, that makes me want to take Ty Gibbs more than Keselowski. Yeah, but
and then if you look at tonight's race, the truck race, like really, it was the guys that started up front: Eckes, Carruth, Heim. I think Heim was 7th when he started.
Yeah,
but I think Carruth was in the top 5.
Yeah.
So, another reason I like Ty Gibbs. We can get him at 25 on DK. Or I can. I know you're not betting him.
Everything you said, that makes sense to me. That like I get that. But my one rebuttal to that would be it's an extremely small sample size.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm with you. Gibbs is going to qualify well, and Keselowski's probably not. So yeah, that number is going to be there. What do you think about Buescher? You kind of think he's just a finish 11th, 12th kind of guy?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right. All right. After him, Alex Bowman 40-1, Kyle Busch 40-1. I mean, I guess Alex Bowman's been running well because he's like what 5th in points or in somewhere something like that. But the fucking dude never has a winning car, Coop. The guy never has a winning car ever.
He doesn't.
Like what? And I gave you a lot of shit this week because you were talking about Kyle Busch. But I'll tell you one thing. If I was betting one of those two guys at 40-1, it would probably be Kyle Busch. It would probably be Kyle Busch because at least he's flashed speed in the package. He just can't finish a race. Where are you at now on the Kyle Busch saga? Are we past backing him now?
I think Ty Gibbs saved me from taking Kyle Busch.
You know what? I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Anything that's going to keep you away from betting Kyle Busch, I'm all for it. After KB, Bubba 50-1. God, Coop, if he looked as good this year as he did last year, you and I would be gobbling up that 50-1 number. But he's just not the same car. If I'm betting a guy at 50-1 this week, it would be Josh Berry, not Bubba Wallace. I mean, come on, Coop. Out of those two,
I'm not on Josh. I mean, I agree with what Ryan said about Josh Berry. I like Gregson better this week.
Oh, I didn't even hear Ryan say that.
Yeah, Gregson's been better in this package than what Berry has. Because you got to remember, like, what have all of the packages been here recently? Short tracks. What has Berry done well in short tracks?
Right.
So, Gregson's done better on the intermediate package. So I would have to back Gregson over Berry.
Yeah, I'll buy that. But I want to ask you about Chase Briscoe. I know that Chase Briscoe's a short, flat guy, but what about a flat track that's slightly bigger than a short track? Like you do you think it's the package for him?
Like you just talked about Alex Bowman, and you couldn't back him at 40-1.
Right.
Chase Briscoe and Alex Bowman are the same drivers to me.
Well, one of them's 100-1, and one of them's 40-1.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
neither one of them are going to win this race. Just save your money.
Probably not. I mean, after that, there's nobody worth talking about.
Like I think you have Ben Rhodes, Stu Friesen in the trucks. I think like you're becoming a Briscoe guy in the Cup.
Wait, what do you mean? I bet him like once this year, twice. What do you mean?
Talk about him a lot though.
Oh, wait, there is one more. I'm looking at the odds board. There's one more guy I want to talk about.
For an outright?
Well, just hear me out. This isn't about you and I betting him. This is just about respect.
Just hold on a minute. Hold on.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hold on. I got all night, buddy. Anything for you.
Are you getting ready to talk about Corey Heim?
No.
Oh, okay.
500-1. I'm not saying that he has had a winning car, right? But when you look at what he's done this year compared to other cars in the field, why is Justin Haley 500-1? How we talk about him every other week. There's Justin Haley driving around in the top 10, 500-1 compared to the guys that are in front of him. Like, what's the difference between him and fucking Corey Heim at 60?
Just the equipment.
Listen, I would never bet the guy. I would never bet the guy to win the race.
I get what you're saying.
I think I just think he's getting a little disrespected. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. All right. So before we go over to Patreon, Coop and I love Denny. Coop and I love Marty. Where would you rank Bell, Coop? If you were ranking if you were going to rank them, I know that you're not that high on Larson. I think I would still have him in my top 3, like Denny, Marty, Larson for me. But like, where's Chris Bell in your top 5? Give me your top 5 outright.
My top 5.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin.
Yep. I'm with you.
Martin Truex.
I'm with you.
Kyle Larson.
I'm with you. Okay. Same top 3.
Chris Bell.
And Ross Chastain.
Ty Gibbs.
Let's go. Fuck you, Ross. Fuck your watermelon. How about that? All right, boys. Yeah. So we gave you my top 3, same as Coop's top 3.
Like I think I don't. I wouldn't be surprised if like Denny Hamlin's the only top tier driver I bet going into this race.
I don't think I can leave Marty out. That's my problem. I'm with you. I think Gibbs is the team this week, but I think if I'm betting Denny, I gotta bet Marty too. But I'm with you. If I was betting one guy to win this race, it would be Denny Hamlin this week, 100%. But I don't think if you're gonna bet Denny, I kind of think you have to bet Marty. They're like a 1A and 1B. But I'm with you. I'm very surprised in your Gibbs call, though. I kind of like it, though.
I think people just kind of slept on him. He hasn't been, anything to write home. I've been thinking about it,
he hasn't.
Like last week or the week before or something,
But you're not wrong. Like if you look at what his odds were in those first 8 weeks of the year, like he was 8, 9, 10 to 1, like for sure.
Yeah, I mean it was like a run of like 4 weeks, where he was like in that 8 to 9 to 10 range.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you can get 25, you said?
On DK, I don't know. I haven't went through everything else, but 25 is the best number I've seen.
I think it's a big ask to beat Denny and Marty, but
I do too. I do too. Like I think something would have to happen out of those drivers for Ty Gibbs to win.
Mm-hmm.
But the best one doesn't always win. And I mean, look at it tonight. All right. Like even when the race started, Eckes, everybody was on Heim, deservedly so.
Right.
Everybody this week is Larson, Hamlin. But like Eckes went out there and ran really good.
Yeah.
Why can't Ty Gibbs do that?
How far behind Denny and Marty do you have Bill? Like a half step down?
Full step.
Yeah.
Like I have Denny then a half step behind is I think Denny is much better than Larson. Is half a step better than Larson.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, boys. You guys know what we're thinking. We're gonna go break down every betting market right now over on Patreon for the guys in about 5 minutes. We will be live on Patreon tomorrow at 5 p.m. We will be live on Patreon on Sunday at 3:30. Hopefully we make some money this weekend. We will see you guys in 5 minutes. Later.